Welcome back to Class Firearms, guys. Kai over here, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 underrated pistols in 2025. Now, this is going to be a subjective list because I personally have experience with every single one of these guns. I don't have experience with every pistols out there, so your list may vary. And my category on this one was I wanted to talk about those guns that people really don't talk about, but in my personal opinion, they should, because they are good. Whether their pricing is good, they're all reliable. So 100%, if something wasn't reliable, it doesn't matter how cheap or how amazing the brand is, I would not bring it up. So every single one of these guns are gonna be reliable. But anyways, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. What is your top 5 underrated pistols in 2025? With that being said, let's get started. And my number 5 is going to be Arex or Arex Delta. Now, this thing, I gotta give you a quick disclaimer on this one. I found the recoil to be a little bit, snappy. Nothing crazy, nothing that you can't handle, but you will feel it. It is a very light gun. And let's talk about the upsides on this one. And how about right off the gate pricing? How about somewhere under $250? Insane, right? Company out of Slovenia, they're freaking very good. They actually just most recently got a little contract over there. So their guns are very tough, reliable, feels really good in the hand. When you grab this thing, it actually feels good. It is an FCU gun, so it is modular. You can pop these pins out and remove the fire control unit and put a different frame on this thing. So it is really good. It looks good, feels good. Nice trigger, just, good old like a Glock-like trigger, and you just got a little reset. Very positive overall, nice sights. Just for the price point and the reliability, I think people should talk about this gun more often, but they don't. That's why it's on this list. So Arex Delta, this is the Gen 2 model. So let's move over to number 4. And number 4 is going to be the Walther PDP, but F series. We've got the regular PDP over here. You guys can compare. This is just a full size right here. Pretty awesome, very, very well-known, iconic pistol out there from Walther. But we got the F series in this case. Price point right around $600, so it may be a little bit pricey when compared to, of course, the Arex Delta, but completely different guns, right? When you grab this thing, you instantly feel nice ergonomics. The grip feels really nice in the hand. The slide, just the craftsmanship, overall the feel is super nice. The recoil spring is very, very good. In fact, we had one of my female friends, she was telling me how much her students, female students, love this thing because the slide is so easy to rack. With that being said, the F series stands for female, basically. Walther actually wanted to market this to more of a female audience out there. In my personal opinion, there's a missed opportunity there because this gun, even I like it, right? It feels good, my big hands. There's a lot of folks out there, males out there with smaller hands, that this gun would be a great fit for them. Also, this is a nice and slim gun, so good for concealed carry. But when you say this is more for females, you're kind of losing, I think, some male audience. I don't know, I'm not a marketing genius, but I think I would have called this something else, like the slim model or something like that. Maybe you'd have had more male users chime in on this one. But anyways, people don't talk about this often, and I think they should because it is for the price point, the way it feels. Obviously, Walther brand, got all these cool features, cut for a dot, good sight, just great trigger right here. Nice wall, very, very crisp and very audible, positive reset. Fantastic option. Hopefully after this, people talk about this Walther PDP F series. Anyways, let's talk about my number 3. And number 3 is going to be the Archon Firearms Type B. Now, this thing looks a little bit different, right? You guys remember the Speed 1 a while back, really low bore axis striker fire gun. This is pretty much the same thing. The bore axis is incredibly low, so that gives you actually a better shooting experience, better recoil management. Now, pricing wise, just under $800, like $775, something like that, that you guys can find them on the internet. The way this thing shoots and the name behind it and the reliability, quality, I think it is a fantastic option. A lot of people don't talk about it. Like low bore axis goes a long way. And this thing has a couple other features that I believe they're worth mentioning. Really good sights right off the gate from the factory. And we've got this, let me show you guys. Back straps, everybody knows about this, right? You guys can do that with any guns. You see this little line right here? You can actually remove this area. You can actually remove these pieces and have a more compact handgun for yourself. Then obviously you can extend it to make it a more of a full-size handgun, which is freaking pretty cool. Another really cool thing is if you wanted to reverse this mag release, mag catch right here, which is on the right side for a right-handed shooter, all you do is just basically switch the magazine the wrong way, and you press on it. You can just feel that it's pressing against something, and it is this right here. See this? You remove that screw and this thing comes right out, your mag catch, and then you just slide it from the other side and screw it back on, and you are gonna be good to go. Not gonna demonstrate that for YouTube guidelines, but you guys get the idea. Nice trigger, by the way. This thing has a nice, pretty good trigger shoe, and nice clean break, and very good reset. Now this dip right here, this is for type B, B as in boy. There is type D, and that is going to have a more traditional look, which I'm sure a lot of people will probably prefer the D. So, that being said, let's move over to my number 2. And number 2 is going to be the Tisas Raider. Now that is named after the Marine Corps' Colt M45 military handgun, which is freaking fantastic, and a lot of people talk about it. And Tisas actually makes a clone of it. And for the price of like 700 bucks, you can't beat it, especially Tisas quality. I don't have one here in front of me, but I do have the Tisas Night Stalker. This is again 9mm, a 1911 platform. It's got a threaded barrel, real nice sights, awesome, just feels really good, very buttery smooth, slide, good trigger, just fantastic gun. And Tisas is very well known when it comes to their metal guns. Now, some people talk about like, hey, how do they make these prices so low for the reliability and quality that they give? And they must be cutting corners on the internals. I heard that on the internet all over. I talked to those guys many times. Even their internal parts, their steel, everything is just, there's no metal injection mold in there. Every single one of their parts are milled, and they import their steel from Italy. So they use really high grade steel, good parts, and they just know what they're doing. When it comes to metal guns coming out of Turkey, Tisas is by far the best company. And they are actually, I think this is right around maybe $700 as well. There you go. They have the M1911 A1 copy. This is like under 250 bucks, somewhere around there on the internet. You guys can find them. This is fantastic. They make actually these double stack 1911s. Basically, you're like typical 2011s, but you know, short version and full size version. And these are like sitting between 600 to 700 bucks, and all Tisas quality. So without a doubt, I think more people should talk about Tisas. They're very, very underrated, especially their metal guns, their 1911s or 2011 double stack 1911 platforms. So that is my number 2, and let's move over to my number 1. But before I do that, we need to talk about our honorable mention, and I have it ready right here. I know you didn't guess it. It is going to be the Glock Gen 6. I mean, Ruger RXM, the modular, the Glock clone right here, the collaboration between Ruger and Magpul. You know, when this thing first came out, a lot of people talked about it, and then I feel like it kind of died down. I don't know what's going on in the background. I don't know if the distributors are still selling them real well, but I think they should. This thing, MSRP'd right around like $499. I think you could find them maybe under 400 bucks. For what it is, offers you like Glock mags. Obviously this is gonna be from Magpul, P-Mags, Glock's typical reliability, but it comes from Magpul and Ruger reliability. You can't beat this thing. They got their own cut design for multiple different red dots. Good freaking sights right off the gate. You can't beat this thing. Definitely underrated. More people should talk about it. Ruger RXM. Now, I want you guys to let me know. I'm thinking this is underrated because I don't really check the internet all that much. Do people still talk about this? Is it really underrated, or Should I have not mentioned this at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and let's move over to my number one. And my number one is going to be the FN 510/545, obviously 545 being a 45 caliber and 510 being 10 millimeter. Now, FN as a brand is not underrated, right? People talk about them all over. And if you notice, besides the Tisas Raider, everything else was 9 millimeter here, and my number one is a different caliber. There's a reason for that, because I truly believe these calibers, these platforms like the 510 and the 545 from FN is highly underrated. Number one, it's not 9 millimeter, not many people talk about them, but people need to talk about them. This 510, when it first came out, it's a 10 millimeter. In fact, on this channel, I did 10 millimeter handgun comparison, like 5, 6 different brands. And then 510 came out later on, and I couldn't believe how nice this gun was, how well it shot when compared to all of the other brands. First of all, it doesn't shoot like a 10 millimeter. I would say more like a 40 caliber handgun. Extremely controllable 10 millimeter. I was utterly impressed. In fact, initially, it felt like some of those 9 millimeter handguns. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, not gonna BS you, but this Arex Delta is a 9 millimeter. FN 510, I think they shoot about the same when it comes to recoil management, like the felt recoil. So that's how nice this thing is. Good capacity too. We've got 15 rounds of 10 millimeter here, and 10 millimeter terminal ballistics is insane. You get one of those hollow point 10 millimeters, and you get out there in the country or in home defense, right? It is extremely effective, even towards big game. This has got the threaded barrel, obviously optic cut, but you've got an optic on here. Good suppressor height sights. Just overall, I know the 509 had not so good trigger, and honestly, the 510, nice, very crisp break, and very nice reset. So definitely a much better trigger from FN. I absolutely love this thing, the way it looks too, super ergonomic, just feels great in the hand. And the 545 is nothing short of this. Now everybody knows the FNX 45, right? This thing is basically an extremely iconic gun, and I don't want to, this is an underrated guns video, and this is certainly not an underrated gun. Everybody knows this, everybody loves this. This is just a comparison. This is a hammer-fired version, and everybody loves this thing, but you get yourself a striker fire 510 or 545, and a price just under $1,000. So yes, this is a little bit hefty. Like $999 is the price point. Not a lot of people can afford. I get that. And FN guns are generally a little bit pricey, but you do get really good quality. So if you're a fan of 10 millimeter and you got the dough to kind of spend on it, and you don't want to deal with all the complications that 10 millimeter can bring you, like a heavy recoil management or limited capacity, well, FN deals with these two issues flawlessly with the 510, and again, 545 is nothing short of it. So that's it, guys. And if you wanted to go a little bit, cheaper on the price, if you get the 810 MRD, so non-threaded barrel version, you're gonna get that under $850. Hey, you're saving about $150, right? Somewhere in that neighborhood. So, still pricey for some folks, but hey, it is not $1,000. That's it. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. Do you agree or disagree with my list? If so, I'd like to know why, so that way I get that feedback, and I want to know your list. What is your top 5 underrated pistols in 2025? And should we actually do a different kind of like underrated revolvers or underrated shotguns or other underrated guns? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. That being said, guys, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your business. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.